Yahoo! Hello, everybody. My name is Tony Winchester with Tony's Talk Show. I'm here with my special guest, CaspersGG.
Hello,
Yahoo!
Tony. How are you?
Great, man. Thank you for being a guest today. Everybody,
No
put some
worries.
love in the chat for CasperGG. Come on. Put some
Hello,
love in
chat.
the
How are
chat.
you?
Hell yeah. Thank you so much. It's so nice to see you.
It's
You
nice
know,
to see you, Tony, as well.
and I always love seeing the flower in your hair.
Oh, thank you. It's
Yeah.
very nice of you to say that.
Well, you wear it every time I've ever seen you. You know what I mean? I think it's fun as hell.
I've actually said to my moderators, please remind me if I'm not wearing my flower. Remind me to put my flower in my hair.
Yeah.
It's like your party hat.
Heck yeah. So I'm just curious, where are you from?
I'm actually Australian. So I grew up, I lived in a very small town called Boona, which is in Queensland, Australia.
Huh?
It's about an hour's and a half drive from Brisbane. So it's quite rural, but I wouldn't say it's outback. A lot of people, when they assume you live in the country, they think outback, and it's rural. So therefore, technically, the next town over is about a 15-minute drive from where my parents live in Australia. But I actually live in the UK now. So that's quite a while ago. I moved over here when I was 25. So you can guess what my age is. But yeah, I've been over here for quite a time.
Now, in your hometown, did they search for gold there?
No.
No?
So therefore, my hometown is essentially usually the history of my town was it was settled by a group of German farmers. Now, most people can actually trace their heritage back like 3 generations in my hometown. So it's kind of unusual because my whole family actually moved there. So I was like a very odd sheep out of that,
Right
so
on.
to speak. Yeah, it was really interesting growing up.
Cool. Now, you're playing RuneScape right now primarily or not?
So I am a variety streamer. So I do quite a lot of RuneScape because a lot of people ask me to play RuneScape. They're like, can you don't play WoW, do not play Guild Wars 2, play RuneScape. And the RuneScape community is just so happy to have me. They're like, oh yeah, it's like, you're doing this wrong, Casper. And then I'm like, okay, how do I do it? Right. Wait here, I'm going to get you the item of the I always say general exchange. So grand exchange, and then they give it to me, and then they're like, go do this for an hour and you'll get better XP. I'm like, I love you so much.
Yeah.
But everyone's so happy. It's really great.
I think that's really, really cool. Yeah.
It's like people like, do you have a policy about not receiving anything? I'm like, no, but I've got to like rifle through my bag to give you something back because that's my policy. If I get something, I have to give you back something, even if it's like a fish.
Yeah.
It's like one thing that I have in my bag, I need to trade it back. It's like, people are so nice in RuneScape, Tony. You know that.
Now, normally I wouldn't smoke while you were here, but it's not like you're really here, so it's not going to hurt your health.
It's okay. It's fine. Smoke away.
Have you ever smoked?
No, I find that my personality is far too addictive, so I'd rather not start. Yeah. I love my vices. They're chocolate and coffee and games.
Oh, yeah. I have those same 3. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to like add more. Like I do drink alcohol, but I've never actually smoked.
Have you ever tried a Gas Master Solo Cup?
No, what is that?
It's a special cup. It keeps things hot or it keeps things cold. Either one.
Okay, so it's essentially what I would call a thermos then. How's your
Only they're very
coffee?
cheap. Oh God, it's fabulous. I get it from this wonderful person who lives in Wisconsin. Okay,
Yeah.
and her name is Leanna Stop, and she's our coffee supplier, and she is the best coffee supplier in the
Oh,
whole world. Yeah,
Leanna Stupp seems like a very nice lady. I've been in your channel for ages now, so
yeah.
I pretty much kind of have like most people in my brain, even though I
Uh-huh.
haven't met them.
Now, you see that name there? It says Tony is Twitch. Okay, you see that name in our chat today?
Tony is Twitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that's
but
his name. That's his
it,
actual Twitch name. Okay. Okay. So if you ever see him in your chat, have your finger ready to ban him. Okay. Yeah. Just in case.
okay.
Yeah.
My moderator's pretty much on it. There's
Yeah.
what was it today? We were talking about what makes a good moderator, and my mods were like I know what to do, but I'm scared of doing it. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
that's perfect because with power, great power becomes
Yeah.
great responsibility, right?
Yeah.
To quote Spider-Man back at you, but
Now I heard that in Australia, when you look up in the sky, there's clear skies because there's not a lot of smog. Okay.
yeah.
And I heard that you can just see the stars like it's unbelievable. Now, looking up there, did you ever see any UFOs?
No, I did see a lot of shooting stars though.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And so, therefore, where my parents actually live used to be a flyover
Mm-hmm.
for the RAF Army Air Base. So, what they do is they usually fly very low overhead. It's a training test run, so therefore they don't get detected by radar. So we see a lot of things out there that you probably wouldn't normally see because that's
Yeah.
just them flying very low or
Yeah.
using flares. We've actually waved to a couple of them going past. So
Wow.
yeah, it's pretty low.
Now, do you swim?
I do swim. When I came over here, there was three things that I couldn't understand why people hadn't got this as a skill set. What was swimming? Because I was like, how can you not swim? You're on a smaller island in Australia. Why can't you swim? The second one was a driving license because in Australia sometimes it's very remote, but even in a city you're going to drive because
Yeah.
public transport is actually cheap in Australia compared to your wages. So it's not too bad. But a lot of people have their driving license not just so they can drive, but it's actually a proof of identity compared to a 18 plus card or something like that. And the third one that really confused me was like, you don't know how to cook. There was like three skill sets that I was like, coming from Australia, I was like, what? Like I could understand not being able to light a campfire, like stuff that I learned from Girl Guides, but
Uh-huh.
like to have that just like those three skill sets that no one had, I was like, what? It was funny. It was a really funny time that I was like, okay, why?
Now, what's the best job you ever had?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can tell you my best job. I used to work for a games company called Chrome Studios in Brisbane. I
Wow.
was there for 4 months before because unfortunately I actually graduated my animation. I am a trained animator, but I graduated my animation course in 2008. So anyone that remembers going through 2008 will understand why I only lasted 4 months in that
Yeah.
gig because overnight Australia had a really good games economy to
Uh-huh.
having nothing. So it was like over a year, everyone closed down because we went from $2 to $1, which was usually what was paying us was Microsoft or some of the other game companies that
Huh?
were like, we were not going to outsource to China or India. But yeah, that was pretty much it. It was like overnight, like it's essentially Australia went from being one of the biggest producers of games to being nothing, and
Wow.
so therefore that was my favorite job.
Mhm.
I did video games testing, so technically, when I do see a bug in a video games, like I sit there and go, guys, could you see that glitch over there? And then I try to figure out what I would call it and what I would do it with it if I was still actually testing for the industry. So I love it because it gives people a kind of understanding of what a game is made out of, not just playing it. So
You look so sweet and so innocent. No kidding. And I just think that's fantastic. I really do.
thank
You
you.
know, I think any man would be proud to have you for a granddaughter. So,
Oh, you're so sweet, Tony. Don't
no,
make me
I'm just being
cry.
honest. You're going to be great at streaming. You are. You're going to be great because you have
Thank
that
you.
look that just makes people want to smile and makes people like you. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
when I actually started streaming on Twitch because I was actually on YouTube for a while, but I did take a hiatus, and I came back, and YouTube seemed quite dead compared to Twitch, so I moved over to Twitch. And my biggest kind of focus with Twitch was to make people happy. Because I was lucky that I got furloughed last March. So unfortunately, I might not have my job. So
Uh-huh.
therefore, I've done streaming since I would say mid March, April kind of thing on
Huh?
Twitch. And my whole focus was to make people happy, make people smile, make people forget that there is this huge pandemic. Because
Yeah.
I think, like you, Tony, that we just see so much negativity. Like, we're getting bombarded through any media source at the moment. And I wanted people to come in and forget that there's something happening that's so all encompassing that they can't take their thoughts away for a second. And I'd like to distract them for that for a little bit.
We used to do these interviews, plus we would do a talk show for 2 hours every morning. I would get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. we would just sit and talk. And people would talk about this and that and this and that. But I tell you, it got so bad where like politics and
Mm,
this crap and that
mm,
crap. And finally, I just got so depressed that I quit watching the news and I quit doing the talk show. And I still do interviews with real nice people like you, but
thank you.
I don't do the talk show part at all. And that's why, just because I just got too depressed. All I ever heard was, the president's a dirty dog. The guy running for
Mm,
president's a dirty dog. I mean,
mm,
they're all liars. They're all cheaters. They're all
mm.
womanizers. I mean, you understand. And
Yes.
I just got to the point where I said, oh my God, I am so depressed. Isn't there one nice person in the whole world? and I
I
just,
do. Yeah, I do agree with you, but I also think that going through this and actually being part of a big community like Twitch and being part of a great community like games, like there is so much toxicity on the internet and there's so much toxicity in gaming. But when I get onto streaming and I get into the game and I'm playing with my lovely community and I get introduced to other people's communities and they're
right,
all inspiring, beautiful people. Like when people say toxicity, I'm like, what? Where? So
well,
maybe it's yeah.
way back in February or March, okay,
Mm,
when you were sitting there saying, "Well, I might not have a job, and I'm thinking about streaming." Okay, uh, who did you watch that you really liked back there in March? February, March, April.
So who are my
When you first started watching Twitch.
So the thing was that I did move over to Twitch for quite a while. But the thing was that I was starting to grow a lot of different avenues. When I started streaming, I was streaming to a channel of like 0 people because
Right.
I didn't know how to network.
Everyone
So
does. Okay.
yeah, it takes a while to understand that, oh wait, I'm doing it wrong. Wait. And you look at some YouTube videos and you do the Google and you realize that, okay, I could do it this way and this will be easier for me as a streamer to do.
Yeah.
And after a while you start really getting inspired by people, and I don't know whether I would say I'm inspired now more than when I was starting streaming, but it's just like people on here that are so positive and so happy. And if I give money to another streamer, it's because they are making this platform a positive and happy one. So my friend Eunice, she's New Zealander. She is absolutely great. She'll uh, she'll kind of talk a leg off a dog, and her favorite line is "What you're eating." It doesn't matter whether it's breakfast or like dinner or
Yeah.
whatever. She'll be like, "What is your favorite food?" She's very food orientated. And then someone like you, Tony, that's been on this platform for such a long time, and like whenever I rate you, it's like I say this is like I want to be like Tony when I grow up. It's a
Well,
joke because obviously I'm fully
much
grown,
better than
but
me. Believe me, you're going to be much better than me. I swear. Okay. Yeah. I
oh,
mean,
thank you.
seriously, you just have that look that just makes everybody, fall in love with you, and I mean that wholesomely. Okay. So.
Don't make me cry on the talk show, please.
Okay, I won't. Well, let me ask you, what's your favorite thing to eat? Yeah, you brought it up.
Oh, favorite thing to eat? Lasagna. I'm definitely a Garfield with that.
Cool.
And yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's like my favorite drink is coffee, but you know
Yeah,
that.
I'm drinking it right now, and it's 8:30 at night right here, and I'm still drinking coffee. I drink it
Are
all
you
day
gonna
long.
be able to survive, Tony?
You know what I do? I honestly and truly, I usually stream until 9 o'clock at night. I hang around for about 30 minutes. I go in, I lay down, and I go to sleep. I wake up about 3 o'clock in the morning. I make some plans for tomorrow. Then I go back in and go to sleep until about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning. Then I get on stream at 9 and go to 11. Then I come back at 4 o'clock and stream until 9 o'clock at night again. And I try and spend a little time making some YouTube videos, okay, or cutting up what we did on Twitch and using it on YouTube. And I'll look over Twitter for a little bit, and then send out some tweets, and that's my day every day. You know what I mean? And that's my life, and I wouldn't change it for anything. I swear, if I won the lottery and had $1 billion, I'd still be sitting right here with you tonight. Okay. Now the difference is you'd be getting paid a lot more than you are. Okay. Yeah, for being on my show. Okay. Because believe me, we're not paying her anything. So.
Yeah, that's true. They're not.
If I won the lottery and had $1 billion, you'd be getting paid a lot more for being on the show. So now, one of the things that I wonder about all the time is, can you shout out a couple? I don't care if you shout out 10 or you shout out 1 or 2, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but can you shout out some of the people who come into your stream every day and make you comfortable and happy that you're there?
Okay, so there is so many. So my friend Ashanel, she is another streamer of mine, and she's part of my gaming Twitch stream. She is positive and happy, and she is great fun to be around. I have another streaming friend called Zell. He's always in there as well. I have moderators, Fat Freddy. Yes, it's really his Twitch name.
Huh?
It's apparently part of a band. I am surprised, which is also a moderator of mine.
Huh?
Who is else? We have some lovely people from RS. So I have Parmesaurus. I have Hawk from your streams. I can't remember how many digits he has after his name, but he's definitely Hawk, which
No,
is now
great guy. He really
Twitch
is. He
Twitch
really, really is a
Twitch
great guy.
name to his RS name. So
I bet you he's been
he
bragging to you about how he's beating up Raxer all the time now, right?
yeah, exactly. And he's
Yeah.
like he pops into my Discord and he's like, do you want me to show you how to take on Rax? I'm like, sure.
Hey,
I'm
hey,
just sitting there going, I am poking dummies with a sword. Yeah,
hey,
yeah, sure. Show me.
4 days ago, he couldn't even, he died every time he went there. You know what I mean? Now he's a pro at it, you know? And
Like
he just,
sometimes he still dies, but he won't tell you that.
hey, he comes into the chat. I just killed a Raxer. I just killed a Raxer. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So then you had 6, didn't you? So Amazing Diva, that is also a lovely
Huh?
friend of mine. He plays Apex, and what else is he plays Kingdom of Hearts as well. But him and his lovely fiance Amber, they're getting married soon, so
All
I'm
right.
really looking forward to that. But they spawned me rotten the other day. They gave me a 30-man raid, and I was like, my God, why?
That
So
is so,
they look after me so much,
yeah,
and
I
then
think that's great.
yeah, there's so many people, Tony. If I keep on going, then we won't have another interview. It'll be going all night.
Yeah, well, I just, I want to make sure that you get a chance to shout out everybody that you can because, they're the people who make this great.
It's like I say to them, like, look, you guys that actually watch me, you make Casper. Obviously, I'm still going to be here. I'm still going to be alive, but
Yeah.
you guys are actually what makes the channel. I don't. I am one of those crazy people that plays the video game, doesn't always do a good job at it, and yeah. So why are you looking at me? I don't make the content. You guys do.
Well, I just know every time I've watched you, and I really have watched you 4 or 5 times. Okay.
Oh.
I don't go in your chat and talk because I want you to be the focal point, and I don't want me to come in there and have some haters say some bad stuff to me and ruin your chat, or I don't want people to give me attention and take it away from you. Does that make sense?
I think the thing is that we are in such an immersive space right now.
Uh-huh.
Like the whole idea of like Twitch is like we have gone past the whole idea that you come and watch someone play. You come to watch people interact with you. It's now like almost a 3D environment.
Yeah.
We're getting to the point that the streamer will put on goggles before they actually stream. And we will all be in this 3D immersive space. That's how close we're getting to immersion between a person that's in my chat and myself. And I don't know about you, but I think that the people that come into your chat are and I'm putting it out there, more important than yourself, because they are the people that make your chat. They are the ones that are the community and the culture.
Yeah.
And I think we are all in some ways responsible for our culture and our community that we put out there on Twitch.
Yeah.
And that it's our responsibility to grow and mature the garden of our chat. So therefore, when they go out into other people's chats, they're trying to be as wholesome as us. We are the reflection of chat.
Do your mods ban a lot of people?
No, because I try to not give people a space to actually be banned, because
Uh-huh.
the weirdest thing is, if you are like me, which is kind of weird, I think if you place a lot of trust in people and you seem like a good and happy person, a
Uh-huh.
lot of people feel so bad trying to troll you that they don't troll you. And I should say this on the internet, because probably I'll get more people to ban soon. But it's also, the second thing is that one of my bots the other day was like, "There's a unbanned request from like another moderator again, like banning someone," and I was like, "That moderator never bans people, so that must have been a while ago." And I was
Yeah.
like, to chat, I was like, "Don't get yourself banned, because I don't have time to actually read your request to get unbanned, so
Yeah.
don't do it."
You know, when I started in December of 2015, and I started on the 8th of December in 2015. And I didn't know what I was doing. My nephew said, if you start streaming, we'll grow our clan and we'll meet a whole bunch of new
Mm,
people and it'll work out great. And I said, okay. So anyway, you know, he's a computer tech and
mm,
he set up the computers for me and
mm,
built new computers for me. And I had a computer I used to play WoW on and used to play
mm,
RuneScape on, but it wasn't any good, you know.
mm,
Anyway, I started streaming that night. And my third night streaming, a guy named Ice Poseidon, who's a real famous streamer, okay, and big, you know, he's got 5,000 people at all times watching his show. Like we have 37 right now. Okay,
mm,
he's got 5,000. Anyway, he was looking through trying to figure out who he was going to host, and he saw an old man there, and he said, you know, I want to go see what the old man's doing. And he hosted me with 5,000 people. And it was my third day. I had no idea what I was doing or anything, you know. And anyway, he came back that month and hosted me like 5 or 6 more times. Okay.
mm.
And the funny part is, I turned out to be not be. My first month I got 34,000 views, and I got 7,000 follows. Okay,
Mm.
and Twitch made me a partner the first month. Okay, and it took 31 days for them to approve my partnership. They got in touch with me after 29 days and told me to fill out the paperwork to become a partner. And I became the fastest person in the history of Twitch to ever become a partner. And the first person, the fastest to get 100,000 views and the fastest to get 100,000 follows. Okay. Now, I'm telling you this story because on the 32nd day, this guy on YouTube named Keemstar accused
Mm.
me of being some guy named John who was a
I
convicted
I
pedophile.
did see that. I
Yeah.
didn't I had no idea, Tony. Since what was it? I don't know. It's like I had picked up a news article about you, and it
Mhm.
wasn't that. It was like, "Oh yeah, this lovely old man is playing RuneScape," and they were talking about like you were getting some hate because you were a little bit older than what people would think of
Yeah.
streaming. And I just came to your chat once and I was sitting there going, "This guy is fabulous. He's hilarious." So I actually followed you, and my Twitch back then was like, that's why like my follow age is so long ago. It's just
Yeah.
like I have followed you for a very long time. And it was just like one of those things that I then didn't really interact with my Twitch. And then when I came back and I started streaming, I was like interested to see what you were up to, because I hadn't seen you in ages. I think
Mhm.
like when I actually followed you, I might have been back or almost over here. So that would have been like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So that was a long time ago.
Well, here's the funny part. On the
So
32nd day that I streamed, I had 60,000 people in my chat at
mm,
one time, and they were there for 12 hours, okay, because I used to stream for 12 hours. The entire time, it was at least 60,000 people. And every one of them were telling me to kill myself and to hang myself. And because
oh boy.
Keemstar has 5 million followers, and he told them all that my name wasn't really Tony and that I was really this guy that lived in Maine yeah, who had been convicted of child molestation. Okay, yeah. So that tells you. How would you like to have 60,000 people in your chat at one time telling you just nasty, nasty stuff? And the chat was spinning so fast you could hardly read it, you know? And, I've only been streaming for a month. I'm going, what the hell? Okay.
Oh God, I just like.
And I just
I'm
got
glad
partnership
that you
approved.
didn't have to read all of that, Tony. Like
Hey,
at least it was going so fast.
hey, I just got approved for a partnership.
Oh
Yeah,
my God, yeah.
that is so funny, isn't it?
So what was going through your head at that time? What were you like? There must have been like this overwhelming thought of like, I'm not going to listen to this person.
Well, what was going through my head was these people are crazy as hell. My name's not John. So I took my driver's license out and showed it to them, okay? And I showed them my Social Security papers because I had just applied for Social Security and got approved, okay?
Yeah.
And they still didn't believe me. And this went on for, I don't know, a long time, okay? Yeah. And then finally, that Keemstar guy came out with an apology and said he was wrong. And then after over about a year and a half, pretty much it died out. Not completely, but pretty much, you know. So anyway, and you know, just the weirdest thing, you know, just because somebody says something doesn't make it true. And I had promised myself that I was never going to shave my beard again, and it was going to be a reminder to me not to believe everything you see on the internet, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. Not that the internet's not a great place. I'm not going to put out there that we'd be better off not having the internet. The internet is a great invention, and it's a very good tool. But
Yeah.
the thing that I found funny was if anyone, what was it? It's called Social Dilemma or something on Netflix. It's about the whole idea that we are actually at a place where people make technology more addictive.
Yeah.
One thing that they were saying was that Google was giving people more of an answer that was more in line with something that they've already searched for. So
Yeah.
a lot of times people come into connection with other people that believe the same beliefs as they do.
Yeah. They tell you what they think you want to hear. Okay.
Yeah, and so therefore a lot of times we have massive groups of people that are always going to believe that they are completely correct about something. And it's going to be very interesting to find and fact check a lot of
Right.
things on the internet if you are actually searching for something and everything that you believe is coming back to you as true.
Right.
It'll be very interesting to see what we're going to do in the future about that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm just curious. Change the subject completely. Have you ever seen or heard of a ghost?
No, my mom believes in them, and my granddad was supposed to have seen one. So I could tell you the story. So no, actually, it was my great granddad. So he's actually in his house here in the UK, and he sees this lady walk past in like full Elizabethan dress. She goes past him, and he's like, "What? This is weird." It's like it would have been Edwardian era, I think he would have seen her in. And he follows her, and she goes up to the windowsill, and then disappears. Like not just completely erased. She just
Yeah.
out of sight.
Yeah.
And he realizes that obviously she must have not been real because obviously he dresses in an Elizabethan dress anymore, unless you're like a historical reconstructor. It's very impossible to see someone in Elizabethan dress even like now. So
Yeah.
that's his ghost story.
Yeah. So What's your favorite part about RuneScape?
I think it's the community. Sorry, I keep readjusting it because obviously,
Hmm?
these are G920s, so therefore they kind of have this bit where the cups come down, so
Yeah.
sometimes I need to readjust them. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry, guys. RuneScape is the community. I think that the community. There's only 2 games where I've seen the community dictate a game, and one is RuneScape, and the other one's Eve. And I've had the pleasure to play both. Now, I think that it's really interesting when you get a game that. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Chat,
Anything.
chat, don't burn me to the ground. I don't think RuneScape is a great game. And don't before you guys kill me, uh, let me hear you out. The game is not about the game itself. It's about the community. The community builds the game. That's why it's a great game. Is the communities that's behind it. The same
Yeah.
as Eve. Eve is just UI. There's nothing there. There's pretty space and maybe a spaceship, and that's it. That's all Eve is. It's about how the community plays the game that makes the game great.
Uh,
And that's what has addicted me to RuneScape is the whole idea that at the end of the day the community is so amazing in this game.
cool. Now, do you think human beings have been to the moon, or do you think that was faked?
I believe it was real.
I do, I do
For
too.
me, like, so someone did actually say this, and I was like, firstly, where did the money go? And they're like, oh yeah, it got siphoned off to like millions of people here and here. I was like, if it was big enough as it actually got spent on, there would be a paper trail that was a lot bigger than people would think.
Yeah.
Because technically, uh, unless you were buying like gold taps for the space station or something like that, you would
Yeah.
have a surplus supply. That was a lot of money spent on the moon landing.
Yeah.
Another thing was that people were like, "Oh yeah, but like these things wouldn't work like this in space." I'm like, you don't realize that there's no like minimal atmosphere on like the moon. We have never had experience of actually being on the moon to understand how the atmosphere works unless you're an astronaut that's feed to the moon. And I was like, just explain like how the atmosphere would work on the moon would
Right.
be that it's kind of like water but very very light. So
Yeah.
therefore it's kind of like that. That's how I would explain it.
Well, that what I think is, 20 people supposedly have been to the moon and back. Okay.
mm,
And I do believe that with all my heart. Okay.
mm.
Out of 20 people, if they were really faking it, at least one of them would have said, I didn't really go, it was fake, and write a book and make millions. You know what I mean? But I
Well,
think,
it was also like the weirdest thing was another argument was we didn't have technology back then. And I was
right.
like, why? Is digital better than analog? No, it's essentially the same thing. It just is bigger.
Yeah. See, I don't know very much about that part, but Jelly Beans is in the audience. Jelly Beans is a streamer who just started yesterday. Hi, Jelly
Hey.
Beans. How are you? Yeah. Big shout out to Jelly Beans. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, like there's all kinds of things that go on in the world, you know what I mean? And they just, um, and some drive me crazy. But one of the things that I just absolutely love are people and their pets. Do you have any pets?
Oh, no, I wish. Like, my Discord keeps bombarding me with pet photos. Like, I do have like a section of my Discord called Pet Cafe, and
Huh?
people just keep putting their pets in. Oh, and it's so gorgeous, Tony. like I say to Zell, one of my friends, I was like, you know what? I would come over and visit you, but I'd be visiting the dog. I'd say, hi Zell, go and pat his dog Leo.
Now, if you could have any
So,
pet, what would you have?
oh, just one pet, Tony?
Well, I mean,
I would want fish. I would want a ball python. I would want a dog. I would want a cat. I don't know whether they would go together, but
yeah. I would think that bull python would be eat them all. Yeah.
oh, you do realize that some of them are quite small, so maybe the cat would eat it.
Yeah, you never know.
Depends on how big it
Don't eat
actually
it
grows
early.
to.
It'll get eaten when it's older. Yeah. Don't those things grow like 20 feet long?
Yeah. Some can. Like carpet pythons in Australia, oh my god, they're ridiculously how big they are.
What kind of dog would you want?
Oh, that's a hard one. Labrador, they are very, very cute and adorable, but slightly a little bit more stupid. So I don't know. What about you? Do you have any pets?
No, I make a conscious decision not to have children, and I made a conscious decision not to have pets. Now, one of the reasons is because I think I would neglect them, and I think neglecting them is almost as bad as abusing them. Okay,
Mm.
if you have a pet and you don't pay attention to it, you don't give it any love, you don't give it any affection, you don't play with it, okay, or spend time with it, whether it be a pet or a kid, either one, okay, then I think you're not treating them good. You know what I mean? And like I have too many other things that I want to do in life, which like streaming. You know what I mean? And doing all this. I think if I really did have a dog and I loved it and I cared about it, or a cat or whatever, hey, you're supposed to go hang out with it, play with it, feed it, do all this, and I don't want those responsibilities because I know I would slack. Okay. Well, I mean, if you know you're going to do it, then don't do it, right?
Yeah. I think it's also like most people, I think that there's a difference between, okay, like whether you are, it does come with that knowledge, like, are you a good person to raise something? It doesn't matter whether it's a frog or a turtle or a dog or a person, but can you adequately give them enough time and attention to be enough of a person that cares about them?
my,
And
my sister has a poodle, and this poodle just loves my sister to death, and she loves that poodle to death. His name is Nugget. And let me tell you, if she steps out of the room, that dog goes crazy, barking and where's mama? Where's mama? I want mama. Mama, where are you? Okay. So, it's hard for her to take a shower, let alone to have a life and go somewhere and do something. And
okay.
I just I'm going, oh god damn, am I glad that ain't my dog, okay?
We'll have to get your older dog, Tony, one that sits there and goes, I want a pat like once a day. Where's my food?
Well, they used to have those right on your phone. You could get a pet and you'd feed it and talk to it.
Yeah, it's like I was talking about Tamagotchis the other day, and then I was like, is that giving my age away too much?
Didn't then they used to have pets on your phones like that?
So no, it's like Tamagotchis, the little round things.
Yeah.
It used to be crazy. It's the same as Furbies. That's definitely showing my age.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now they do have the Tamagotchis on the phones. But when I was younger, they were obviously the round things. You used to take them to school. You used to have to leave them the teacher, and hopefully they would care and nurse them. If not, your Tamagotchi was dead at the end of the day.
Wow. It died?
Yeah! Tamagotchis died.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like that was the thing of being a early like 2000s kid, I think, when you had your Tamagotchi die on you, and like you'd be gutted because you just finally got the one that you really wanted. And it was like one day, and then if it did get fed, it die. You're like, so I think it was actually kind of a good way of actually teaching kids like look after your pets.
Yeah. You know,
It was brutal.
my niece plays Animal Crossing, and she streams it sometimes. Okay, and she hadn't checked in for a few days, so she was going to stream it one day, and she logged in, and all these little things are running up to her, going, "Where have you been? How come you haven't been here? Where have you been? We missed you." Oh, and I'm going, "Oh my god!" Okay, yeah. The characters.
Yeah, I've seen
They know how
Sheila
long
actually play. Yeah, Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
she's
you don't
very
check
good
in,
at it.
if they don't check in with her every day, then they're pissed, man, and they want to know where in the hell you been and what have you been doing. Yeah. I'm like, boom.
That's pretty savage.
Yeah.
I wonder what my WoW characters are thinking about me. Oh, don't
Yeah.
even ask.
Now, were you Horde or were you Alliance?
I am Horde,
Me
but I
too.
do have Alliance characters, so
Yeah.
don't sell me out, guys. So therefore, I have Alliance character because my boyfriend moved to Alliance. So I have 2 Horde characters. One's a DK and one's a Beast Master Hunter. So the DK is Unholy. They're
Yeah.
both full para, which I like because they're short and cute like me.
Yeah.
And the DH, which is Alliance, is actually a Dark Elf. So that's an interesting thing. They're both all female, actually. Actually, all
I,
characters are female.
I always say, for the Horde.
For the Horde!
Yeah.
I think the thing is that at the moment there is quite a big change because a lot of people came back from they might have not played BFA, which was the Battle for Azeroth expansion, which was before this new expansion. So they came back for Shadowlands, and I think that they kind of, weirdly enough, that a lot of people moved from Horde to Alliance, which meant that there was a lot more experienced players on the Alliance side at the moment. So if you're doing PvP under a certain level, it's really hard to actually win as Horde at the moment. So it's been kind of funny because I've been playing as both sides, and it's really interesting to see people's opinions and understanding of different factions and different races. It's cool.
You know, we had a really nice, it wasn't called a clan, but we had a clan in WoW, and we had about 25 members that raided with us all the time. And we used to do 25 and 50-man raids. And
oh, yeah.
I was a Tauren warrior tank. Laban and Sheila both had, I don't know, 5 or 10 different characters, you know, but we were 100% Horde. And we would go raid Alliance towns and just kill everybody there, you know, and then stand where they respawned and kill them as soon as they respawned, you know. So
it's interesting to see that a lot of people are not like. It's the same as RuneScape. It's like people get to a certain point of a game that they like love the classic. Like old school RuneScape, old school WoW. It's just like that there was something that these games have missed being upgraded. And because I have not played old school WoW, and I have not played RuneScape the old school way, it's been really interesting to see that people's opinions of that have been different. But it's the same as why I don't think that I want to go back to Eve, because Eve for so long was a subscription model, which meant that everything in the game had real life value. Like there was a battle of a BO1 05, which was this epic battle that took place, and there was 4 ships destroyed. It's like one ship is essentially the price of a very small car. So 15,000 just gone like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely evaporated. And they can't actually tell you the value of every single ship, because there would have been ships that were lots. But because there's a free to play now, then you can't actually just switch it over to actually having in-game currency that you can then refer as, okay, this has a tradable markup value.
Yeah.
So,
well, they're saying that right now, party hats in RuneScape are worth up to $10,000 in cash in real life. And that people are actually paying $10,000 for a party hat, and they go end game and switch it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's insane to think of what's like game items people want so much that they have this idea in their heads that they need this item. And sometimes it seems like party hats are cosmetic, no? Mm-hmm. I have never seen one.
Yeah.
So,
oh, really?
No, like in game, no. I've seen you wear one, but I've never seen one in game.
Jagex actually sent me 6 party hats. Okay, so I have 6 party hats that Jagex sent me. Now, the original party hats that I used to wear, my great niece Katie actually made them for me. Okay, and that was back in December of 2015. She actually made them for me and gave them for me for Christmas. And I've given away over 300 real life party hats. Okay.
I still want one, Tony. I have to actually sit there and go, here's my dress. Can you send me one?
Yeah, on rsgloryandgold at gmail.com, okay? rsgloryandgold@gmail.com. Send me an email from you, okay? And give me the address to mail it and the color that you want, okay? And I promise you we'll send you a party hat.
Thank you.
But like I said, we've given away 300. I think 340 something, to be honest, okay? But more than 300 party hats. Jagex sells them, and I don't know what they sell them for now. They used to sell them for $10 plus postage, okay? And you can actually buy them from them. But they sent me as a gift 6, because in RS3 there's only 6 colors. Now in old school, there's black and pink, but there is no black and pink in RS3.
That's strange, then.
And for cancer, Breast Cancer Awareness Day, my sister-in-law caught breast cancer, and so I created a pink party hat, and this is before they had pink party hats in old school RuneScape, okay? And I created a black one just because I thought it was cool, okay? So I have the original 2 pink and black party hats ever in creation, okay? Before they existed anywhere, and I'm going to guess that around the house right now I probably have 30 of them, But one of the things that I like to do is I like to make a stream and sit and actually cut them out, and we make them out of felt, okay? So they're not paper, okay? And and then we glue on Velcro, and you can turn them, and you know what I mean. And what we do is when we do it on stream, we write your name on the hat, and then I sign it, okay? And that way, when you receive it, it's the very same one that was from the TV show or from the Twitch show, because you saw it, write your name on it, So I always thought that was a nice touch, you know what I mean? Because then you clip it, and you actually have a clip of me making your hat personally, not just sending you one that we set in some, sweat house and, made a million of them.
So. That is such a nice touch, Tony. Sometimes like this, I'm like, I already know you're a nice guy, and when you say things like this, I'm like, just so nice.
Well, I mean, seriously, though, we gave away 346. We also do an event called Rune West, and we do it on Labor Day weekend. It's the first weekend in September, and we do it in Kansas City, Missouri. We rent a great big, huge, and I mean fancy hotel ballroom, okay? And we invite everybody to come, and they come there and hang out for the whole weekend, and and it's just a big bunch of RuneScape players. Now, the other gamers are welcome too, but it's mostly RuneScape players. And believe it or not, last time, I don't know, there was 5 or 6 different streamers that showed up and broadcast live from there. You know what I mean? And really had a great time and met a whole bunch of nice people in real life. You know what I mean? And it's not Road Fest, but we're not charging you $150 either. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like people were like, "Have you beat to Road Quest?" And I was like, "No, I've just started the game. Where would I have chance? Like, it's COVID, it's lockdown."
Now, we call it Ruin West because we're west of the UK, and so like American players or Canadian players, for you to go to RuneFest, it would cost you $2,500. Now hey,
yeah,
you could put 4 or 5 tanks of gas in the car, and you could drive anywhere from the United States to Rune West, you know what I mean, and drive home. So there's a big difference between coughing up $2,500. Anyway, that's why we do that, and we plan on doing that in the first weekend of September, Labor Day weekend, just so the American, Canadian, Mexican players can come.
Well, I hope that everything is going to be like back to normal by September. That's the hope. I'm wishing for you, Tony.
Well, I'm praying that everybody gets their COVID shots. You know what I mean? And I haven't gotten mine yet, but I want to. It's since
and hopefully it doesn't mutate fast enough that like the shot now is like not going to be worth anything. I hope.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Because I really want to do Rune West again.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to like not have like your plans done for a year because you're like, oh, when is this scary bad thing going to go away? I hope so soon.
Because like last time, we had already paid the deposit with the hotel.
Yeah.
And, I mean, and actually, there's a great big huge hall next to the hotel, and I think they're separate businesses. Okay, one is like anyway, they're right next to the airport in California, in Kansas City. So people can zip in. There's a hospitality bus that'll bring you over. You know what I mean, and check into a 3-star hotel, and you know what I mean, and then just meet nothing but RuneScape players. You know what I mean, and it was so much fun. And what we did was we made a party hat and put it at every place setting in the entire room, so that when people came in, they saw all these party hats sitting on the place settings, for every seat. It was really neat.
That is really cool.
Anyway, I hope that you'll come when we do Rune West.
I hope so.
In person, okay? Because I know it costs a lot of money, okay? But I hope that you'll come and sit and chat with us just like we are right now.
I would look forward to it, Tony.
Yeah.
I would definitely say I will be there if everything goes well.
Yeah. Well, no, even if not, we're going to have a virtual one if we don't do a real one. But what I meant was, if we did do a real one, you could still do just like you're doing right now, and with me and you could sit and talk and
exactly that would be lovely. Like I love natting, like it's like nattering away in your chat. You're just such a lovely person, and you interact with your stream so well that it's like I'm talking to you right now, and I forget that I am actually talking to you instead of typing. But it's just like really cool to actually be able to finally talk to you as a person.
I feel the same way,
Yeah.
You see the names in chat, and it's just
I know. It's like one of those things that I say to people, like when a stream gets too well polished, and I think this is the best thing about both of us, is that we still look like people. Like some people that are streamers, I think that you tend to watch them and you'll forget that that's a person that you're like a real life person. It's the same as like when you're watching your show, you forget that that person's an actor. You're just sold by their performance. You start thinking that they're this person, to the point that I said, like, some people that are actors get death threats because of the actions of their character does in a show. It's like we are so like sold by someone's performance that sometimes we forget that this is an actual real life person. And I think that's the same with chat. Like we see these faces every single day pop up in chat, that sometimes I think that we forget that every single person's name is a different identity and has a different story. Like they're all
Yeah.
individuals, and sometimes that can be really hard if you have like 300 people, which I don't.
Yeah.
But it's like
Me
one of
either.
those things that I would love to get to a point that that I'm still, if I make it better on this platform, which I hopefully one day will,
Yeah.
that I will still bring like the realness and remember that people are real, because I think that you can, like, because you're interacting with chat, but because you're only interacting with text, you're not interacting face to face with a human.
Right.
Like you have to remember that every single person is a different story, that they have different feelings to them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know about you, but like I get like sometimes I get 200 messages in Discord in a day. And I try and answer every single one. I really do. Okay. But sometimes, it's just impossible. Okay. And I think to myself, God, I hope they're not mad at me. I mean, uh,
Aww.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very hard to like. I'm not a big person. I am not, but I think that it's very hard to show people that you really care about them, because like streamers have just not enough time in the day. Like we're either streaming or we're not streaming, and we're working on the stream. So we're trying to wrap people around us streaming and then us working on the stream. So it's like, hi, it's nice to see you. Okay, I have to go and do this now, or
Yeah.
I need to grind. Bye.
Well, I tell you what I get a kick out of. I might get 200 messages in Discord, but I don't get 200 views. You know what I mean?
Like you sit there and go, it's like next time I reply to your message, you need to be there.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, like, I don't know about you, but like, you know what Social Blade is?
Social Blade? No.
Social Blade is a website on
Yeah.
the internet that you can go to, and you can look at any YouTube channel or you can look at any Twitch channel, and it'll
Yes.
tell you how you're doing or how they're doing. It'll tell you how many follows they got every day. It'll tell you how many views they got every day. It tells you everything about everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it tracks from day one, whatever day you started on. Okay, I could go to it right now and type in CasperGG, and it's going to pull up your account, and it's going to give me all the information about you from day one. Okay, it'll tell me how many people watched you yesterday.
Well, that'd be interesting.
I don't mean how many you averaged. Okay, I mean
Yeah.
if you were on for 6 hours, maybe 500 people watched you during that 6 hours, because some stay and some go, and some stay and some
Yeah,
go, and some stay for
exactly.
an hour,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they
yeah,
go
yeah,
for
yeah.
longer.
Or
So
people sit there and go, this ad is so long. 2 minutes for watching this person that I don't even know. Click out.
yeah, it is a fantastic tool, and
Yeah.
if I were, I'm like, I have a YouTube channel with 210,000 subscribers, and every
Yeah.
time I put a video on there, it gets 1,500, 1,200, views, and sometimes it'll
Yeah.
get 5,000 if it's a good one,
Mm.
But I can go there and I can look at it, and it tells me how I did every single day as far as views go. And I have 600 different videos, so I mean, I might only get one view on each one, but I got 600 that day. It's
Yeah, it's interesting to know the difference between YouTube and Twitch in the
yeah,
way that they view content creation.
right,
So if people haven't actually created content for both, so Twitch always views it short term. So Twitch only keeps videos for 2 weeks. So if you don't, as a content creator, download it and store it yourself, then it's essentially gone in 2 weeks.
Well, if
Compared
you're
to
a partner, it's
YouTube.
3 months, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you knew that or not, but if you're a partner, they save it for 3 months.
Nice. Well, I better work my little ass off until I'm partner.
Well, you got to average 75 views.
Yeah, exactly.
For 12 different days, and each day you have to stream for a minimum of 2 hours, okay?
Yeah,
That's what the
exactly.
qualification is. So it's hard. It really is hard, you know. I tell you, you know, I've been streaming here for the last, I don't know, since I moved up here to St. Joe with my nephew and my niece, you know, and man, they are doing a fantastic job. I
They
cannot begin to.
they are.
Laban started
Laban-
5 nights ago, and he's averaging over 500 views per night, okay? I'm going,
Yeah, Laban and
"Damn!
Sheila.
This-
Laban
this
and
sucker's
Sheila
doing
do a
better
good
than
job.
me, you know what I mean?
Yeah. They do a really good job. Like the best thing about Laban's time zone, which is almost UK time, so unless I sleep into 10 o'clock, I catch Laban, and I
Yeah.
usually catch you, and then I might catch Sheila. And by the time that you're on, I'm pretty much going to be like, okay, Tony, like about 2 hours later, I'm like, bye,
See
Tony,
ya.
I'm going to bed.
You know,
So-
normally we do these for an hour. We've been on for almost an hour and 20 minutes now. I can't begin to tell you how time has flown and how much fun it's been.
I know. I
You know?
don't want you to get too tired. So tell me when the interview's over, and I'll be like, "It's nice to meet you, Tony. Bye." So,
Well, what I
let
was
me know.
gonna say is, I just want to make sure that you know I appreciate you being on the show. I think you're a delightful person, and if ever in the future you have an event that you're wanting to promote, okay, I don't know, maybe you're going to do a charity stream, or maybe you're just going to hit 99, or get a max cape, or maybe you're going to change games, okay, please do me a huge favor and contact me and let me know so that I can help promote it. You know what I mean? If like I said, if you were going to do a charity stream, I would do everything I could possibly do to help, including end my stream in the middle of the stream and host you. You know what I mean? So if there's
sorry, you generally are trying to make me cry on this talk show.
no. I just want you to know you're a real sweet
Thank
lady,
you so much.
and I appreciate you coming on as a guest.
No
And I
worries.
hope that like 6 months down the road, when you're a huge star, okay, and I, you know, call you up or I send you a message and say, look, man, how would you like to do another interview? I hope you'll say, well, I don't know, that talk show's a little small, you know. But I hope you'll come back again, you know, because
I will love to. Like, if I get to partner and you want to interview me again, I will actually schedule you in the little black book.
If you never get to partner, I still want to interview you again. Okay. Okay, that's
you are so nice. Like, thank you to the RS Glory Gold team as well, to Laban and Sheila as well. Like, they're not here right now, but thank you to all of you guys. Like,
and
you
the
guys
greatest
are
moderators
all
in the
amazing.
world. Okay? The greatest moderators in the world, I swear to you. Okay. And, you know, there's the moderators in my channel are just unbelievable. Now, just as a parting, guess how many people they've banned?
I have no idea.
Over 16,000.
Wow.
So when you see a nice community there, it's because every creep has been banned. Okay.
I don't count. I just sit there and go, oh yeah, moderators done their job. Good job, moderator.
Hey, 16,000, no kidding. Okay, we just broke that milestone here recently, you know. And
wow.
but you know, most of them were from Keemstar, you know. But anyway, you get the point. Hey, every little smart ass jerk has been banned from our channel. You know, it's that is funny, right? You know,
it is very funny. Like I like 60,000 would be like
16. Okay, 16.
Yeah.
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 Okay, I didn't want you to think 60. Okay, it's not 60, just 16.
No, 16,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they say, you keep banning these people, and you're going to go out of business. I say,
No,
nope, because we
I
use
don't
them out of
think
nice
so.
people. Yeah, and
I
they don't want to
think
hear that
that,
crap. People come in and
yeah.
say nasty things, and they say nasty things to the females that come in, and I just
Mm,
am a firm believer that women are supposed to get a hell of a lot more respect than men. Period. And if you're gonna, say terrible things in front of women or to
mm,
women, okay, I don't
mm.
ever want you around me. That's that. I treat every girl like they're my
Yeah.
mom or my sister. And I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think I do agree, Tony, in some ways, but I do agree that everybody should have an equal amount of respect. And I do see that it can be a problem if we do kind of give women as amount of more respect than guys, because then guys think that they're not good guys if they don't
I
actually.
think like if I'm in Discord and there's four guys in there, okay, and we want to
Mm,
use a little profanity, it's not a big
mm,
deal to me. Okay,
mm,
I try not to do it, but it's not a big
mm,
deal if others.
mm.
But if there's a girl in there, I don't want them using profanity. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I think that there's a certain amount of things that, as a guy, and in Eve, I used to pretend I was like this guy because my voice sometimes can be quite low, and I've learned over a period of time with Twitch that I don't need to go so low for my microphone.
Right.
But a lot of people thought I was a 30-year-old guy, so I just left it as is, and so therefore my
Wow.
corporation never knew that I was actually a woman. So it
Huh?
was kind of funny when like you get to see that side of men, and it was really good to see that other side that a lot of times men are just too uncomfortable to actually swear or anything like that. It was a good kind of leeway to actually understand how a man thinks. But yeah,
Well, I'm an old guy, and I'm from the old generation. You know what I mean? And
yeah, exactly. I'm not saying that it's not a nice gesture, and I definitely appreciate it. Um, I think that one thing that I do agree with, that I do agree with your women's respect thing, is like rap music on Twitch sometimes.
yeah,
Because the whole idea is some of the lyrics. And sometimes I do rate people because they're my friends, and they don't understand that the rap music sometimes will make me feel uncomfortable because
yeah,
of the lyrics, and they probably have never ever thought of that. And it's like really weird because yeah, it does go into that respect thing. It's like, have you actually listened to what your music's trying to convey? And
yeah,
yeah, it's definitely, if you guys are streamers and you're using some kind of hip hop rap, do listen to your lyrics, because sometimes they can make the female audience a little bit like
yeah.
uncomfortable sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because sometimes in those songs, they talk about women like they're just like the most low
Oh,
life.
the
Yeah,
weirdest thing is when you're trying to show on Twitch or something as a woman that you're
yeah,
not objects, that you're actually quite a highly intelligent individual.
yeah,
And then next thing you raid off to somewhere, you're like, here's my friend. And they're like listening to hip hop music that treats women as
yeah.
an object. And you're like, oop, what did I raid into? And you're like,
Love to be going out on a date with a guy. You go out and get in his car, and he turns the radio on. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
going,
it's like there's 50 Cent start playing, and you're like, oops, get out of the
yeah,
car. Yeah.
and now I love you even more. Hell yeah! You'll never hear a rap song on my station. Okay.
Oh yeah.
No
It,
conflict.
it's one of those things that I love being able to talk to people about things that I really enjoy. And one thing that I found with my community is that I don't lean away from what I believe is my own intelligence. Because a lot of times people say, okay, like, what, like, watch all the other, like, some of the streamers on here, and like they say, oh yeah, you'll get more views if you pretend to be this, and I'm like, if I want to like learn about octopuses during stream, we'll go and look up the wiki about octopuses. I learned about octopuses having blue blood because they actually take copper in their hemoglobin instead
Huh.
of iron. So our blood cells are red blood cells because they actually have iron in it, and that oxidizes and makes the red color in our blood. So, like, snails, spiders, and octopuses have blue blood, which I didn't know until the other day. One of my moderators told me that. But
Oh.
we have like some really interesting discussions. Like someone really loved bagels, so in the middle of WoW, we were learning how to make a bagel. So, like, sometimes it's really good to be able to show a different side of you, to actually bring something that's very strongly yours to your channel.
Casper, it's been a pleasure.
It's been lovely, Tony. I wish I could.
And I mean sincerely, thank you for being you.
No worries, Tony. I would love to talk to you all night, but I know that you need to go and get some sleep. And I probably need to go to sleep because it's like 2:30 or something in the morning. Oh no,
Whatever
it's like,
Score Goal can do for you, all you got to do is let us know, and it's done. Okay. Thank you so much.
thank you so much
Now, do me a big
too.
favor. Will you say a Yahoo with me before we go?
Exactly, I can do that.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Yahoo! On behalf of RS Glory and Gold and CasperGG, please go see CasperGG. Right there is her link in chat. Please go see her. Go see her Twitch channel. She's perfect, perfect, perfect. Hell yeah. You've been a great audience. We love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much, Casper. We love you.